Hamas released the last remaining living hostages from Gaza. That's where we're starting the 7 from the Washington Post. I'm Hannah Jewell. It's Monday, October 13th. Let's get you caught up with today's 7 stories. After more than 2 years in captivity, 20 hostages were handed over to the Red Cross in Gaza and returned to Israel this morning. The release fulfills a key demand of a U.S.-backed ceasefire deal between Israel and Hamas. Israel will also free around 2,000 Palestinian prisoners and detainees. The bodies of the remaining 28 deceased hostages are also supposed to be released today. But Hamas has warned that it could take longer to find them due to the destruction in Gaza. The news of the hostage releases was met with jubilation in Israel. Tens of thousands of Israelis gathered at a plaza in Tel Aviv overnight to celebrate the return. President Donald Trump arrived in Israel this morning to address Israeli lawmakers. Amir Ohana is the Speaker of the Knesset, Israel's parliament. He praised Trump for the deal.
You, President Donald J. Trump, are a colossus who will be enshrined in the pantheon of history. Thousands of years from now, Mr. President, the Jewish people will remember you.
At the time of this recording, Trump had yet to speak. After he does, he will travel to Egypt for an international summit on Gaza's future. Head over to the Post's homepage or app today for live updates on this quickly developing story. The pain from the government shutdown will hit the public this week. That's number 2. President Trump and lawmakers in Congress remain deadlocked as we near a 3rd week of shuttered federal agencies. The shutdown has caused nationwide flight delays. It has closed taxpayer helplines at the Internal Revenue Service. It has held up permitting approvals at the Environmental Protection Agency and the Transportation Department. And it shut off access to some national parks. Yesterday, the president ordered the Pentagon to reallocate funding to make payroll for members of the military. They were set to miss their first paycheck on Wednesday. But civilian employees won't get the same treatment. Now, missed paychecks and the absence of billions of dollars of government services are set to reverberate beyond federal workers. And the longer services remain shut off, the more the shutdown's effects will spread. Number 3. Trump is stepping up his use of federal power to target Democratic states. Trump's move to cancel projects in Democratic states during the government shutdown has prompted outrage. But it is only the latest example of his administration's efforts to use power in ways that damage blue states and help red ones. On October 1st, the shutdown's first day, the administration announced it was withholding $18 billion for 2 infrastructure projects in New York. The following day, the White House said it was canceling $7.6 billion in grants for clean energy projects in 16 states. Each of those states voted for Kamala Harris in last year's presidential election. Then the administration declared it was suspending $2.1 billion for projects in Chicago, a city whose leaders frequently spar with Trump. The White House says all those decisions have been the result of a careful calculation about what is best for the country. But Democrats see a pattern of using the federal government to inflict pain on places Trump considers politically unfriendly. Number 4. The cause of a deadly explosion in rural Tennessee is under investigation. On Friday, 16 people were killed after a plant that manufactures explosives blew up about 60 miles west of Nashville. The blast leveled at least one building and scattered debris for hundreds of yards. It was felt miles away. Now, authorities are trying to figure out why it happened, but their investigation is being slowed by the large amount of dangerous, volatile debris strewn about the site. The plant belongs to Accurate Energetic Systems, which supplies the military with bulk explosive compounds. It has previously faced federal fines related to workplace safety practices, and it has been the site of deadly explosions before. Women are taking pay cuts as companies mandate a return to office. That's number 5. The gender pay gap has been steadily closing over the past few decades, but now it's getting bigger. For the first time since the 1960s, the earnings gap between men and women has widened for 2 years in a row. Women earned 80.9 cents for every dollar a man earned in 2024. That's according to recent data from the Census Bureau. Researchers think there are a number of possible factors. One is that women are leaving their jobs at a growing number of companies that are requiring workers to spend more time in offices. Another is the lack of affordable childcare options. One woman told the Post she took a roughly $30,000 pay cut when her previous company wanted workers back in the office full-time. So she left a senior executive role to be able to work from home and spend more time with her daughter. Number 6. AI videos of dead celebrities are horrifying their families. Sora is an app from OpenAI for generating videos with artificial intelligence. Some are using it to make fake videos of dead public figures. The videos look so realistic that many say they struggle to tell whether they are legit or fake. And some have used the technology to portray historical figures like Martin Luther King Jr. in crude or racist ways. OpenAI has now said it will allow the relatives of recently deceased public figures to request that their likeness is blocked on the platform. Full disclosure, the Washington Post has a content partnership with OpenAI. And at number 7, a 101-year-old man is sharing the secrets to his longevity. Cy Lieberman is very, very old enough to remember losing his house during the Great Depression and to have flown a bomber over Nazi Germany in World War II. Though his life has been long, it hasn't been smooth sailing for Cy in terms of his health. At 5, he was hit by a truck. At 39, he had a heart attack. At 89, he had major heart surgery. And he recently broke his hip. And yet, he's still alive and kicking. And everyone is always asking him how he did it. So, Cy shared his 7 top tips in an article for the Post today. He advises focusing on relationships, like his marriage of 76 years. He also didn't smoke in his youth, even though back then, everyone did. And he has fruit for breakfast and eats lots of fish. Most of all, he maintains a positive attitude. To see what else you can do to be more like Cy, go check out his story in our newsletter today. Find a link to that in our show notes. All right, you're all caught up. You can do us a favor this week by giving us a lovely rating or review wherever you're listening. It helps others find the show, and it gives us a huge morale boost to see 5 stars shining out at us so brilliantly. Thanks so much for listening and for your support. I'm Hannah Jewell. I'll be off the mic for a few days, but Christina Quinn will meet you back here tomorrow.